Hello everyone, welcome to March 6 Zeam call. We will look at DevNet 3 running progress and DevNet 4 PRs that and work in progress, as well as anything we have to discuss about any other things, or maybe including DevNet 5 that we are planning and trying to figure out what we'll do in DevNet 5. So let's start with updates from Katya.
Hello everyone. So this week I'm working closely with DevNet 3 restarts, so trying to find a working combo of clients and to keep the DevNet live. So currently the 9 nodes run failed, so I switched to 6 nodes. It's still, I share the bugs and with clients, it's still not stable, so I restarted the game. As soon as we have more fixes for the 3, I think we can increase the number of the nodes. I will open the PR to fix restart because currently it copies all the Genesis files to all the servers regarding of which node I want to restart. I'm just checking it with Ansible. And another thing I'm working on is I'm going to add automatic Prometheus and observability stack into Ansible, because as we have many nodes in the future, so it should be automated. So currently, so I tried it manually, it works, how to change the nodes. So now I need to add it into Ansible. So whenever a combination of nodes we have, the observability stack like Prometheus, Lean Point, all these YAML files will be also generated automatically and served to the servers. So this is what I'm working on now. And the issue with the consensus log, Mercy, I'm asking to reopen it because it hasn't still yet resolved, so we need to keep it open. I don't think I need to open another one, so this will be open until it's solved. Whenever your PR is merged, so then I can check and close the issue. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so that sounds good, but what is the plan to bump up the number of validators? And I think to increase the number of subnets, do we need any spec change? Or we can just do it right away. The code change, at least that we need on Zeam, is that we need to basically avoid the subnets that we are aggregator on, that needs to be defined, right? So right now it's just is aggregator flag, which is a global flag, which might just work on all subnets, but we need to have aggregator defined on what subnets, right? So we will not be an aggregator on all the subnets. This is something I think that needs to be incorporated, and accordingly we also need to basically not process the attestations coming on the subnets we are not subscribed to, and especially if we are not aggregator. So I did a PR on that using Clawbot, and which basically Kai also saw and reviewed. But what I'm not sure is that should we have a approach of subscribing and ignoring, basically you have a ignore validator, or not subscribing and doing flood watching. So I'm seeking clarity on this thing, and this is that we might want to bump up the subnets going forward. So this is something, yeah, we need to figure out and have clarity on. Yes, Partha.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gajinder. The spec is still not clear. As I said, it hard codes the number of subnets to one, or aggregator committee is set to one. That needs to change. And I also am working on a lean quick start PR that will help us dynamically increase the number of validators so that we can scale up and down as we need. That's something I have to do. And I'll try to configure it in such a way that it automatically determines. I mean, if you specify the number of subnets, it will probably choose a unique aggregator per subnet.
So
Let me have that done, but
yeah,
I'll have to test this locally.
so when basically, so you're correct. So when we say that, okay, run one node for this, one node for that, that basically, you create a percentage out of it, and then you
Yeah,
create those many nodes or those many validators for it, right? So we can definitely extend it in that particular manner, for sure.
yeah.
Katya?
You mentioned the PR gender is for Zeam, right? Not for Limp spec.
Yes, so the PR for subscribing to the attestation topic is for Zeem. Currently, basically, we are subscribed and we are processing in the terms, in the sense that we are accepting and importing those attestations. So the idea was not to import the attestations at all if you are not an aggregator. But it means that you will not maintain a mesh and you will have to do a flood publishing, which I'm not sure what is the best topology for it. We might not be even maintaining any mesh right now because we are doing a star connection. Every node is connected with every node because we provide boot nodes of every other node to the other node that we are running, right? So we are anyway currently in a star connection, and there is no question about the mesh. So maybe we can actually merge that particular PR so that flood publishing will just work for now. But I don't think that is the way we should be going beyond definite tree. I mean, we need to fix that in definite tree. We need to have a uh, proper, you know, distribution strategy, even though it is determined by P2P. But we basically need to make sure that the data is not transferred to every other person, right? So at least we can make sure in terms of importing that we are not importing all the data that is out there if we are not aggregator, which is how a node is supposed to work. So even without fixing the mesh, since we are in our star terminology, star topology, we can at least you know simulate how things should be happening in the network by not importing all the attestations that are out there. So let's merge that for flood publishing PR for sure, so that we get to see the real behavior where we actually don't get the signed attestations, but we get the aggregated attestations that are in the network and we are importing them. So that is something that we can start with and then see what we can actually do in terms of having a proper mesh.
Is there a rule how to split the nodes between the subnets, or like equal how many? Is it determined or not yet?
So I don't have that insight. I'll have to go
It is
to
determined. So it
come
is
again.
based on the validator ID and the number of subnets that are there. Uh, but uh, but Gajinder, like if we stop doing that, then overall, like if there's a chance that the flood topology breaks, then these attestations won't get properly propagated. If a particular validator isn't able to connect with any of the aggregator node, it won't be able to see the aggregated attestations. If all of us basically stop, uh, what I'm
So
thinking is
aggregator is the one who is basically connecting with everyone. Yes, it's at least I think we do need connection with the other people. What we do need is basically set up the mesh and set up the ignore, right?
yeah, but suppose a node is not able to connect to the particular node that is producing the gossip, but it is connected to Zeam. So Zeam won't be forwarding these gossip signatures to the other node, to the aggregator node. So uh, if Reem is not able to connect to the aggregator node, we'll be also not forwarding those gossip signatures to it. That way, it won't receive in case like it breaks the connection with one of the nodes.
But even in the current scenario now that we do a handoff from libp2p to Zig, uh, so what are we returning to libp2p? Are we returning validation, or we are just returning ignore? Even I'm not sure what we are currently doing, because there is a bridge, and I'm not sure whether the Rust is waiting uh, for processing of these gossip objects. Kai, Kai, you have any idea how it's happening right now? Maybe Kai is not able to operate his mic. Kai, if you're there, can you give your insight into this particular matter? All right, we'll circle back on it unless you have anything else to add on this particular topic, Anshul.
No. I'll also look into the code and see if we do forward it or not.
So we probably on the PQ interop call we will discuss it again, right? So just to have more clear understanding how we going to split the nodes between subnets, right?
Yeah, even for the single subnet, we should not be. So basically, I mean, at least let's merge in the flood publish PR, so that we not every node gets all the attestations, and we can have an aggregator actually do the real work. And if we think that attestations are not being one aggregator is not sufficient, we can just have more aggregators to the point that we know that network is stable. Or we have a logic where if we don't see any aggregation, then the node self promote itself as an aggregator, right? So this can also be done. So yeah, I'll think about the strategy that we should use for now, and then we can circle back on it.
Yeah, so currently I can easily increase till like 9 nodes because we have 9 servers. I don't know, Parsa, what the plan of for other servers, like are we going to increase or?
Yeah, I'm still not able to hear increase the number of servers. I've reached out to Hedgener. Once they come back and approve the request, we can probably increase the number of servers.
So we don't need to increase the number of servers beyond the actual number of subnets that we need, because basically what we need is one node per subnet, right? So until the point that we hit 9 subnets, till that point, basically, as such, technically, you don't need another server.
Oh, you
So
are
what you
done.
need is bumping
Yeah.
up the validators.
So you're suggesting we run 8 validators per server, each under its own subnet.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, not the same subnet validators in one server. It will automatically
Okay.
be randomly
Yeah, I follow you.
assigned. Yeah, game.
Yeah, just FYI, Hetzner has a policy against peer-to-peer traffic. So when you contact them, be extremely vague about what you're doing because, yeah, it's a bit of a gray area what we're supposed to
Right.
do. I mean, we're not doing, the peer-to-peer traffic that they don't like, but they're still not happy with it. So yeah, FYI,
Okay.
if you contact Hetzner, don't get into the specifics.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. So let's much. Let's just first figure out for just one subnet. And since we are under star topology, what should we do? We should flood publish, or we should just do an ignore. Okay, I'll just think over it and come back on it. Let's move to Partha.
So last week, I've been mostly spending time interoping or testing the interop between the lean spec node with Zeam. There are still quite a few issues that have been addressed. So I firstly published and integrated the CI for publishing lean spec node Docker images and then testing locally right now. I also have an PR that's ready for review that integrates ETH Lambda's suggestion of fork choice API endpoint. Gajendra, after you approved, I had to make a couple of changes. I mean, I addressed your comments, so if you can take a look at that PR. It's right now failing due to the sim test issue, but otherwise, everything else seems to be working. That is that, and as I said, I was also I'm in the process of making a change to lean quick start to allow us to configure and spin up more validator nodes that will be necessary for devnet 3 and other changes. That's been my work. Yes, Katya.
Just a follow-up question. So, what's the interface of this Lambda? How
So
the solution?
yeah, so it's more a tooling requirement or rather a change, nice to have. So if you have noticed Zeam logs, we print the folk choice tree. They have suggested this as a separate endpoint, which can be consumed by lean point tool, and then you can visually display the folk choice of each client if you were to view it directly on within the lean point link. So it will be easier for
Okay.
debugging.
Okay, got it. So it will be on lean point, like visible.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
All right, let's move to Anshul.
Yeah, so I was involved in the DevNet 3 fixes and the fork changes that were pending on the PR. So did that. Apart from that, there's another PR that uh, technically like OpenClaw created end to end, which basically uses pre-generated keys in the CI. It significantly reduces the CI time. So right now we were experiencing around 50 minutes in Ubuntu. It has been dropped down to around 11 minutes, and it will likely solve the issue that Partha is also pointing out in the sim test. So yeah, that is one PR. Apart from that, I have raised the PR for DevNet 4 specifications. I did not update it. I plan to create a separate PR today in Lean Spec so that where I am like thinking of changing the store quite a bit. So it should remain compatible with DevNet 3, although like the store will change significantly. I am like planning to remove the attestations data map that is already there in the store, and apart from that, remove the mapping of signature key altogether and use attestation data instead. So I'll raise that PR today, and once that PR gets merged, I'll update my DevNet 4 PR as well, spec PR as well.
Got it. Cool. Let's move to Mercy.
Hello. I worked on Development 3 PR, and I'm also working on the issues that was kind of misplaced during the merge. And I have a question for the Development 3 PR. So for one of the metrics for lean attestation community subnet. So A node can run multiple validators that each map to different subnets. So do we want the metrics to report a single subnet value, or should we add a sort of validator ID labels to track each one separately?
Satya.
Can you please repeat the question? I didn't get it.
For one of the
Which metric?
metrics,
Yeah, which one? Which metric?
lane attestation committee subnets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we want the metrics to report a single subnet value, or should we add a validator ID labels to track each one separately?
I need to check. Let's discuss in the Zeam channel after the call, right? So I will check. I need to get back to the metrics.
All right. Let's move to Kai.
Hi. Uh, this week, I just some comments before the DevNet 3 PR merge. Yeah. After that, I'm looking at the DevNet 4 spec PR. Yeah, and dropped some code for the Zeam. But it looks like there are some undetermined determined part. So I just make some dummy code. Today I'm looking at the Intel failed log. Yeah. Try to see if any issues needed to fix for the Intel DevNet 3.
Got it. With regard to DevNet for Anshul, so the branch that we wanted for lane signature, is that available? That has the capability for recursive aggregation?
No. And uh, I think they need they won't be able to do it this week as well. Emil said that they want to first update the lean sig and then update the lean multisig. Maybe I can ask them if they want any help from my end and try to help there. But Emil said that he is not sure if he'll be able to provide that even this week. He is already busy with some other work.
So, uh, if we have space, then maybe we can write DevNet 5 spec, because that is what we discussed, that will enroll as a key for proposer and use it for signing the block. And then we have the key that we use for attestation that will continue signing the proposer attestation. So if let's move to DevNet 5 spec,
Can
if
we
we
do
can.
that? So if you want to do that, can we do that for DevNet 4 itself and introduce recursive aggregation later, maybe? Because if you want to add this new key thing for every slot for attestation signing, that can be independent from recursive aggregation.
Right, and that can be done if these, uh, if Emil is not able to produce a branch
Correct.
next week. I don't want to basically just say that, okay, let's do this, because it might break their flow and they might again go into a lax mode. So I don't want to disturb the current thing that they are working on and targeting to develop, in fact, for everyone else, because seems like Reem also has done a PR for it.
No, no,
Another,
they had just created the issue. So every time a spec PR is created, they create an issue. It is not a PR.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
In any case, so let's put the spec up and then propose it, because
Mhm.
then
Okay.
we'll have, okay, this spec looks easy to have as DevNet 4 rather than.
Hmm. Okay. Anyways, like once I create the separate PR, it will be DevNet 3 compatible, the things related to the store updates. And once that PR gets in, it will be even simpler to implement DevNet 4. So that I'll do. I'll try to get done the DevNet 3 PR, get it merged over today or tomorrow, and then raise the DevNet 4 PR over the weekend. Update the DevNet 4 PR over the
You mean for spec as well, you're raising the PR.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep,
I am
makes
raising for
sense.
this spec right now.
All right. Cool. So once you do a PR for spec, let's throw it as a challenge to Zclaw to convert that spec PR into Zeam code, right? So just create an issue, refer your spec PR onto it, and we'll see if uh, Zclaws can pick it up and do a PR on it.
Okay.
Cool. So again, yeah, we are moving towards spec-based development in the sense that we focus more and more on spec and less on code, and let Zclaws or bot handle the code, and we basically run it, verify it, review it. So we will slowly get into that mode. I just saw that API limit was reached, so I will raise the limits as well. Cool. So moving on to my update, before we move to Giam and Nupur. So I've collaborated on DevNet 3 PR with Kai, Anshul, and Zclaws, and then thought a little bit about DevNet 5 spec as well as DevNet 4 things, DevNet 4 structural changes that we want to do, but Anshul is, I think, already doing it in DevNet 3 for the way we store the payloads and process them. And also thought a bit about lib P2P, how we should basically be importing the data, the gossip objects, and what should be the mesh uh, topology for it. So I will continue to think over this and figure it out. That is my update, and now we can move to Nupur.
So I worked mostly on again AI experimentation, and it's like now moved on to the AI bot is live on Zeam community group, and you all have access for that. And I also updated the release MD file so that can create the release. So the DevNet 3 release that was created was totally created by AI. And yeah, that's it. That's it from my side.
All right. Yem, you have anything for us?
Not big. I am trying to merge the PRs, the verification PRs. So, yeah, like I have three. My main target is Zyron, but I made a mistake. I built it on top of two others. So I want to try to merge the OpenVM one first. I'm doing a bit of review right now. I think I'm going to merge it. There's also this thing which I haven't really had the time to look at, but since Anshal did the 0.15.2 build, we broke that, and I am yet to figure out why it's RIS0 is broken. So that's going to be my target, but yeah, it's not there yet. So yeah, not much to announce, unfortunately, but there will be some PR merges today.
Yeah, one other thing, Guillaume, I think Anshul did a PR on SSZ for basically doing some limits check. So I haven't reviewed it, but if you haven't seen it, just bringing up to you.
I was not aware of that, so yes, thank you for making me aware of it. I will have a look at it.
Cool. All right. So are we still having crashes? Because I saw that somebody wrote that there was a crash doing DevNet 3 runs.
So I reported about yesterday's crash. So I restarted the network today, and I already see some issues. At least Zeam has been restarted, but it happened like during the call. So after the call, I will get back to you and report.
Got it. Understood. Any other issues or discussions there to bring up? Yes, Marcel.
Sorry, I just have a question. Do we plan on doing Zeam node, like the simulation test for DevNet 3?
But I don't understand the question.
Using bin node command, do we plan on making a local testing for the DevNet 3 PR we merged?
So we always run beam command in integration, right? Integration test.
Yes, I was asking for the specific changes we introduced in DevNet 3.
So you mean like to add an aggregator role in there? I think we already did that. Uh, Apart from that, like what are the DevNet 3 specific changes that we need to include in Beam command?
Yeah, I think until we made all the nodes aggregator because what I saw was that all by default is aggregator is true on bean command. So that means all the 3 nodes are aggregator now.
Yeah. So do we want to change it to a single node?
Yeah, maybe change it to one.
Okay.
I guess. Cool. So yes, okay.
So regarding the latest crash, what is the logic? Maybe Anshul, you know, what is the logic for the justified slot when we checkpoint sync? I don't know if you have had a chance to look into the logs.
I did not look into the logs. I'll connect with you async. I'll just go through the logs in some time and then see like what's the issue there.
Okay.
You're talking about some stall that happened after doing
Yes.
checkpoint sync. Yeah, I saw
Yes.
your message on the group, but I didn't go through the logs.
Okay. Okay.
So if this is the issue, I mean, the stall could be because once when you checkpoint sync, you start from a finalized, you start from a anchor/finalized state, and you don't get the justified. I mean, that is a state that you load, and it's finalized and it's justified belongs to the past when it was the head block, right? So you actually don't know. You know the finalized at that point because that is the anchor that you chose as a finalized, starting from a finalized state. But you don't know the justified. So until the next blocks come in, next block you are able to sort of sync up in some manner using backfill sync by listening to gossip, and you won't be able to get the justified, and you won't be able to start your block production and attestation production. If it is possible that a stall is linked to this, that means that our backfill failed. And that is something I guess Anshul can look into and debug.
I wonder what's the strategy about, for example, regress. So yesterday, Ream has also stalled, and like Zeam was trying to reach out to Ream, but Ream is also stalled. So do we have some, I don't know, change of peers? So if we regress one, and do we switch to another one, or how it works?
I mean, with regard to peers, it should, so the next request should be randomly allocated, right? Anshul?
Yeah, I think it does randomly allocate the next request because while
Okay.
doing a recursive sync, I had added this logic because we were facing some issues where it was trying to get a particular from a node and it wasn't timing out. So while I introduced the timeout logic, I had added this logic as well that for the next request it uh, tries to get the block from a different peer. Uh, but yeah, I'll go through the logs again. I don't know like the exact situation that Katya is talking about.
Because, for example, Ream can respond on our requests, but it is stalled. What I've seen from other clients, for example, Ream, they are trying to check all the available peers who has what, so they don't even rely on lean
And we
point.
have like
I'm
we
not
had
sure.
like more peers connected with our node.
Okay, so let's just keep an eye on it, how it goes. Thank you.
Okay, I'll take a look and get back on this.
All right, sounds good. We have reached call today, so we'll see you next Wednesday on March 13. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.